Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 11 on No Man's Land with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, last episode I drug you through the store menu a number of times purchasing items, so I thought I'd spare you that this time, and I'll just show you what I had purchased here for us to do our silaging. I bought the large Bergman forage wagon here, the largest in-game Bergman one that was available. I hadn't used it before, so thought I'd give that a shot. Um, I bought some silage additive. This is a mod. A container here you can find under pallets that you can pick up and move around. It's 50 liters for 500 bucks. Quite a bit cheaper than the standard 60 liter pallet for 3,000 you can have in game. So you can find that under pallets. As far as mowers go, I bought these Vicon mower setup here. They're windrowing mowers. Very similar to the standard in-game Pottinger ones, just a different brand. And I actually thought they were going to work out a little cheaper. But hey, man, make sure you read the fine print because you actually have to add on these windrowers to the back. And that actually makes them a little more expensive, but we're going to give those a try. And I decided on Omatana fermenting silo down here. So we can put grass here and get silage out. That's because I thought in this flat area in behind here on 32, I'd like to purchase that. And we'll put the modular BGA in here and maybe the biomass plants, those kind of things down here anyways. So that's what I was thinking. So I thought we'd do that down here and rather than put it up in our factories area. Let's jump in our tractor here and get some mowing done. Now, after I had, placed that fermenting silo, another mod came out at factory that will actually dry grass as well as make silage. So, take in grass and make silage in A, that's what I'm trying to say. So we may update to that when it comes time to put the cows in rather than do bales, just because we're going to take advantage of, or try to take advantage of factories as much as we can on here. So we may put that in addition to, or just replace that one. That Omatana one is not that pricey. I think it's only 30,000. So if we decide to replace it, we're not going to lose too much. Boy, this hillside with those mowers is making those 400 horses on that case really grunt. I was thinking that we might have an oversized tractor without doing the baling, but it's a pretty good load just coming up this hill. You're probably working pretty good too, dragging the forage wagon up there, especially if it's getting close to full. Oops. Close there. I'd like to get the cattle barn into that has the automated feeding. That's pretty pricey. It's almost $1 million, I think. I see some more forestry in my here. Although I do have a plan there. I think that rather than wood chip, I'd like to put in the, there's a warehouse mod that apparently you can sell everything there. Offline, I'm going to check and see if we can sell logs there. And maybe we'll put that in and just sell the logs directly. Without wood chipping, it might be a little quicker. I mean, we definitely need to do some logging to clear off the land, but I don't know if we'll need to do it to quite the extent I did before. Kind of depends, I guess, how much we make from this silage. Because we're going to need quite a bit more money to do everything I'd like to get done on here before we move on. Get turned around here without lifting those rear mowers if I can. I think I'll do one more up the hill here, and then I'll just go do it across the hill, so it's easier to deal with. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how hard it works, that case going up that hill. And I guess it is fairly steep though. I think we have 435 horsepower though in that case. We're using all of them. I'm going to try and mow every little piece of grass I can get my hands on, so to speak, here. It'll be interesting to see how much we end up with. Actually, when I think of it here, I'm just going to jump out for a second. Oh, there is no field info here. I was curious if we were getting fertilizer, stated we could come and fertilize this, but I guess not. Anyways, I'll carry on with this. I'll get all this mowed, and I'll bring you back in when we're ready to pick it up. Well, it's time for the moment of truth. Start to pick this grass up and see how we did. Not the neatest mowing job I ever did, I'll tell you. Not used to using such a large tractor for it. And the tractor I would typically use for mowing has a much tighter turning radius. So I could get away with not lifting up the rear mowers, but I still didn't lift the rear mowers, but made a bit of a mess because I couldn't turn it sharp with the case. But nothing we can't clean up. I forgot to mention that that silage additive is supposed to increase your yield by, I think it was 5%, if I recall correctly. I never actually tested it myself, but that's what it says on the tin. Next time I'm going to give myself 3 strips to turn around to just make life easier. was thinking it'd be nice to get the Chrome Big M mower. And I thought, well, there goes some more trees. There might not be a tree left on this map by the time I get done. Actually, our factories and that should start kicking in pretty soon and help us, pay for some of this. At least that's the plan anyway. Now, if I wanted to increase the yield, I could plow all this out and plant grass so we could fertilize it, but I don't think I'll bother doing that. Oh my. Might need to buy a quad track just to do our haying on this hill. I thought about getting a little bit smaller forage wagon, but I thought, we got lots of horsepower. Might as well go big right off the bat. Maybe should have stuck to my first instinct and gone with a medium-sized one. We're committed now. Yeah, we're going to get a fair bit onto this little area though, I think. I never thought to check out. I can't remember what the capacity is on that silo. Hopefully we don't run out of room. Well, here we go. There's our first load. Barely scratched the surface. That goes downhill like a son of a gun, doesn't it? We go in our menu here and look. I would imagine that is going to show up in here as well. Oh. Yeah, I didn't realize this did that as well, but it looks like it'll make hay. Oh no, I see hay to silage, chaff to silage. I got it. All right. So 1,000 in, 1,000 out. And it looks like we got quite a bit more storage, so hopefully we don't run out of room. Oh, that was another thing I was going to mention. Seeing the greenhouses there reminded me. There's updated greenhouses which significantly increases the output. You add seeds and manure, so at some point I think we might upgrade to those. Might wait till we have the cows and we have our own manure though. We'll see. I'll go ahead and get this all picked up and thrown in there, and I'll bring it back when that's done and we'll see how much we got. So I'll catch up with you in a little bit. As you can see, I have all of the grass picked up and put in our fermenting silo here. And if we take a look at our menu, you can see we've got, well, a little over 325,000 liters. So at the current price, that means we'll get somewhere between 90 and 100,000 for that silage, which means 2 grass harvests like that, and we'll have paid for all of the equipment that was required to do it, and it'll be pure profit after that. If we jump in our case, you can see it needs a little fuel and a little repair work. So I'm going to do that, and that pretty much wraps it up here for this day on the farm, I think. It's getting a little late in the day, and we don't have anything pressing that we need to get done. And not quite, I'd like to get the BGA in, but we don't quite have enough funds for that just yet. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a couple days here in game. I'll go ahead and do the chores and the like, and let the money accumulate, and I'll make a decision from there what we do next. Because with those new greenhouses being available, wouldn't mind getting them in, but I'd like to have our own cow, so that's another possibility. So I just haven't decided which direction to head just yet. So I will carry on and look after our processes, and our money will accumulate, like I said, and we'll decide from there. So I'll probably see you in a couple days. Welcome to May, everyone. You can see our money has gone up a little bit, but I did spend some on some construction. I have been keeping up with the line and selling our produce. Just on my way now to pick up some silage. We're going to go and sell that. We have just under 120,000 liters has been processed so far. So the price is falling, so I thought we'd sell what we have. Maximize what we can get for now anyways. I did pay another 20,000 on our loan again, so now we're down to 110. Silage right now is selling for just under $300 per thousand. Okay, you've made this trip many times with me. I'll meet you down at the sell point, and we'll take a look at the construction that went on. Well, spring is construction season, and we have a new tenant down here in our industrial park, and it's No Man's Land resale. They basically accept any product and resell it on. So a nice addition to the area, and when we get our BGA in, this will allow us to sell our digestate as well. But right now they have the best price on silage, so we're going to go ahead and sell off a load of silage. go. You can see a little landscape was done here. And also, we decided to put in an office building here to support our lime business. Working out of the cab of a truck was getting a bit tedious, and we can see we have some customers there already. So this was put in as well. So that's why our money is not up as high as you might have thought it would have been. So some improvements are happening. Exciting times. I am kind of saving up for the BGA. That's going to take about 500,000, I figure. But come June, July, we do have a bunch of our wood products that we can sell for a pretty good money, so that will help. So I'm going to jump in here, haul that other load, and I'm just going to carry on with what I've been doing, and I'll bring it back in the beginning of June. Well, welcome to June, everyone. We're down here at our industrial park. Not because anything physically has changed, really, down here. You can see our money has gone up. That's strictly from our lime production and selling our products. And me not going to the store and spending it. I did keep an eye on used equipment, but there was nothing there that we needed at the time. But the reason we're down here and what I was thinking about is we're investing quite a bit of money here, and it's farm money, or really mostly production money right now from lime. And I had an idea, and it's not an original idea. I got to tell you a little story here. Like I always say, and there's a joke there, you'll understand in a second. But when you use somebody's material the first time, etiquette says you give them credit. And then when you use it the second time, you say, well, like I heard someplace or like I read somewhere. And then the third time is, like I always say, and it's truly your own. So this idea I got from watching Cobbler Farms No Man's Let's Play. So Cobbler, if you're watching this is your one and only time you're going to get credit. So, bask in the glory now, because after this it's mine. But what I did is I put in a sign. Oops. They have, along with the government subsidy, they have the municipal subsidy. So I decided we're going to treat this like we're a developer, and we're going to build to suit, and then we're going to charge rent. And based on the size of the facility, we'll determine the rent. So for No Man's Land resale, it was figured $8,400 a month for that facility was adequate. And for natural oils there, we put in 2 signs for $16,000 a month, because much bigger facility, obviously we would have had to invest a lot more money to build that. Now, Aunt Emma, that's a little different situation. Well, it always is with family, isn't it? But what we're doing with Aunt Emma is normally she would have to buy her produce from a wholesaler, and we would sell to a wholesaler, and the wholesaler would take the markup in the middle. She's paying us wholesale price. And we're, rather than splitting it, we're keeping the benefit of that. And I get a free pancake breakfast with strawberries and whipped cream every morning when I come down and work at the quarry. So I don't think we can beat a better deal than that. So we're not charging Aunt Emma any rent. So that's what I wanted to talk about down here. One other thing I want to mention, and this is more of a procedural thing. is that over a year ago, my wife and I moved into a small rental property we had in town here from the farmhouse to be closer to our at that time our only granddaughter. And because it was just my wife and I, things worked out pretty good. But I don't have a dedicated spot where I can record. I'm just with this house happens to have a very large living room, so I've got a corner office, so to speak, in there, and I have my PlayStation and my own TV set up there, which was working great. But just after Christmas, our son and his new daughter moved in here, so we now have an infant in the house. And the rest of the living room is Parker's play zone. So really struggling to find quiet time in the house to do some recording. And so like this episode has taken me several days because in between each little recording session, I have a bunch of off-camera work I need to do. So I'm going to bring in some equipment to the farm that I typically, sometimes I use like auto loaders and things like that. So, but I'm going to bring some stuff in, try and work it as best I can into the storyline. But if you're saying, hey, that's a little dodgy, it's probably because I'm going to use some auto load stuff and things like that to speed up the off-camera work, just so I can maximize the quiet time in the house that I can have to record. So my intention is to keep the equipment that to use it the traditional way and mostly on camera. That's what I'll do. Probably when I bring something in, I'll show you the auto load features the one time and then I'll tuck it away. But if you see a piece of gear that I haven't happened to talk about and it's squirreled away and say, hey, I wonder what that is. It could be for nefarious off-camera work. So that's why I'm doing it. Like I said, I don't mind doing it. The loading pallets and that sort of thing the traditional way doesn't bother me at all. It's just in order to facilitate recording and be able to get some more content out and make most advantage of quiet time. That's what I'm going to do. So hopefully you understand, and that doesn't cause anybody too much angst. But that's what we're going to do. Anyways. Something else I want to show you. I'll meet you at the farmyard in just a second. What I wanted to show you here is that our crops are ready finally. We've got some harvesting to do. We're getting pretty close to our time limit, so I think we'll start the next episode with that. But finally, some real farming that we get to do. Another thing I'm going to mention is I think we're going to sell off our wood chipper. It certainly doesn't owe us anything. Not because we're giving up on logging, but now we have the ability to sell the logs directly and we can make a lot more money doing that. So we'll still keep feeding our sawmill, of course, but I don't think we'll do the wood chipping. We'll be able to move things along a little quicker there when we get to do the logging. So I'm going to sell that on. And I think that's where we're going to leave this episode. I think we're going to start the harvesting with next episode. I have put the lime in already for today, so that is done. And I did pay our loan again. I know we could pay it off, but I'm just trying to maximize our cash here so that we can continue and put our expansions in. But for now, I think we'll call that episode. So if you're still with me, really appreciate you watching. If you're enjoying this series, I encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when new content is uploaded, you can always hit the notification bell. But for now, that's it for me, Farmer Murphy, signing out.